Hello, Martin.
Cheetah, good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well. Do you have a nice bank
Good
holiday
stuff.
weekend?
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you.
Good.
Stayed in, funnily enough.
Nowhere, didn't go anywhere special?
No,
Good
no.
stuff. Staying safe, of course.
Yeah,
Um,
we're all good. Thank you.
so Martin is going to be joining us on Wednesday, the 13th of May, to talk about signposting. We're doing a Martin special this week. Martin's worked with us on a few occasions, haven't you, Martin? We've done some fantastic interactive training sessions with us. So we've decided to do a Martin special where we get good long, 20, 30 minutes of Martin talking with a Q&A at the end. And your particular subject is going to be signposting this week. So
It is indeed.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that, Martin?
Yeah, it's interesting. I talked to lots of business owners and lots of sales teams who can't quite put their finger on why conversations aren't going as they would like them. They're kind of losing people along the way. And I talk about this thing that I call signposting. People might have heard of it called setting an agenda or orientation, but essentially, it's about maintaining control of the conversation of the prospect, not in a manipulative way. Please don't think it's that for 1 second, because it isn't. But it's about maintaining control of the conversation, maintaining control of the prospect and taking them through the journey, and hopefully to a successful conclusion. But as I said, a lot of the time people fall out of that process, fall out of the sales funnel, and signposting is, in simple terms, tactics to make every sales conversation count and keep them moving forward, however long that may be. And it might take several conversations. Not everybody sells on one phone call or one meeting, unfortunately, but it just takes people through the journey in a way that means that there's no surprises for them, and you're leading them hopefully to a successful conclusion, and they're agreeing with you along the way.
I would imagine, and I was having this conversation with somebody last week, that maintaining control and having a robust process these days is really important, because everyone's doing their sales process mostly via Zoom or over the phone. Predominantly Zoom, and it's easy for people to get distracted, switch off, get bored, think about the next Zoom call that they've got going on. So I would imagine that's pretty pertinent right now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And everything in life is a process. Everything. So if you haven't got we use the word a robust process. That makes it sound very rigid. We're not in North Korea, for goodness sake, but you have to have a process. You have to have some steps that you take your prospects through, but in a way that doesn't make them feel that they're being processed. But it's about having however many steps. It could be 4, it could be 5. You might have a set process in your business that you work to, because that then gives consistency. You know where you are. If you're a manager, you know where your sales team are on the process with every single prospect. And you know what? I think these days customers are a lot more savvy, and they know that they're going to be put through a sales process. But as I say, it's about putting people through that process in a way that doesn't make them feel they're being processed. A great example, I think, of that is if you go into an Apple store. You're free to roam, you're free to play, but you are processed within an inch of your life in an Apple store. And Apple, in Apple world, is their acronym for their process. I can't remember it exactly. It's like approach, politely, probe for, needs. That's their process. But in my experience, you don't feel like you're being pushed through this, but it's a natural journey. So it's about taking people through that in a way. And all of this stuff, of course, always is important to differentiate yourself from your competitors. Because as we know, we all go through a buying process and we look at maybe 2, maybe 3 alternatives. So your prospects are going through that journey with 1 or 2 of your competitors as well. So this signposting element is very simple, but very, very powerful. And it's something, as I said at the start of this little conversation, lots of people kind of struggle with because they don't recognize the value of doing it. So that's what I'm really talking about.
Fantastic. Yeah, all interesting. So lots to talk about. So there's an opportunity for people to do Q&A at the end, and
Yep.
you directly. And I guess at the end you'll be sharing some takeaways with them that they can use in their everyday practice. So lots
Absolutely.
of really useful tools there that people can carry on forward.
Yeah, don't make the questions too difficult for me though, you know. Joking. But yeah, I'll answer as many as best as I can to help people. Because, you know, and I said it in the talk I did a few weeks ago, there's this balance right now, especially right now, of still having to bring business in and get customers to buy, but that balance with doing it in a way that doesn't come across as inappropriate or pushy. It should never be pushy, but especially in these times that, you know, crikey, we're going to be in them for several more weeks still.
Yeah. So having a process is super important, isn't it? You know, not just for the sale and winging it. You know, you've got to be robust in that process. Look, that's all brilliant stuff, and I'm really looking forward to your session on Wednesday, Martin. Free for everybody to attend. And we've got a great following. It's building up nicely. So yeah, really looking forward to that. And thanks for your continued support and getting involved with us.
My pleasure. Thank you. I look forward to Wednesday.
See you then. Have a great
thanks, Judah.
Thanks a lot. Speak to you soon.
Cheers.
Bye.